Alright, well, for those of you who are wishing that R. Kelly would be finally arrested and held, that has happened. He's been arrested so many times before, we started to lose count. We're talking about the legendary R. Kelly. I did a video a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago rather, on my channel where I said that R. Kelly is going down the same path that Bill Cosby went down, and R. Kelly is definitely going to prison. Worst, when the feds come get you, it's a wrap. The feds don't just come get you just like that. The feds come get you when they have a tightly sealed case. You're going to have to either cop out to something or do some serious time. Either way, once that happened, I knew he was going to be off the streets. So this time, R. Kelly won't be getting out of jail. He has been denied bail this time around. I think the other times it was for them to exhaust his finances first and then put him in, and he won't be able to make bail. But like I said before, a person like R. Kelly, I feel like he's got money stashed up in different places. Even if he does time, he's going to come home to millions of dollars. It's probably in some offshore account somewhere, but for right now, it seems as if he doesn't have much money. Now, R. Kelly won't be getting out of jail on bail this time after his latest arrest on federal charges. A judge ruled on Tuesday that the Chicago-born R&B icon will remain in custody while awaiting trial on charges. And his charges are serious: obstruction of justice, child pornography, and other federal charges that are related to child sex crimes. According to CNN, R. Kelly pled not guilty to all 13 counts and is accused of conspiracy for allegedly paying money to recover videos of himself doing it with minors. Assistant U.S. Attorney General Kroll said that the 52-year-old singer was an extreme flight risk, and he was a danger to minor girls, especially R. Kelly's attorney continued to proclaim, especially a danger to minor girls. R. Kelly attorney continues to proclaim his innocence and told reporters that he was disappointed with the judge's decision to deny Kelly's bail. Last week, R. Kelly was arrested in Chicago on 2 separate federal grand jury indictment. That is the one that told me it was a wrap. This morning I woke up to the message that said he's being held and bail has been denied. Last week, he was arrested in Chicago on 2 separate federal grand jury indictments. When you get indicted by a grand jury, it's a wrap. You're going to have to cop out to something. They build these cases. Listen, the feds, no joke. One in Illinois and another in New York. The singer is currently being held in a federal correction center in Chicago in solitary confinement, reports said. He is going to lose his mind. Let me tell you, solitary confinement, right? It's not pretty. You can't imagine going from... Now, R. Kelly has been under stress lately because they keep coming at him, but he is still R. Kelly. He still had access to luxury. So to go from luxury, to go from the scream of the crowd, he still had lots of fans. Believe it or not, lots of female fans, right? He still had the glory. So to go from all that noise from the crowd to a quiet steel room in solitary confinement, after a while, you begin to lose your scruples. It's a fact that solitary confinement messes with the mental state of individuals. Every person I have talked to that have done time, and I've spoken to a lot of people that have done time, including family members, every person I've spoken to that has done time and has been in solitary confinement, hell, I know some of them today. being around them, they are not the same like they used to be. They'll just sit there and then they'll trail off into nowhere. And then they'll come back to reality, that kind of stuff. Now, there's a lot of information about solitary confinement and what it does to the mental state of human beings out there on the internet, and you can go look it up and read up on it and see what I'm trying to say to you. Kelly is not going to do good in solitary confinement. But, of course, a lot of people are going to say that's your punishment coming back to you for all the wrongs that you did. No wrong goes unpunished. The indictment alleged that Robert Kelly videotaped himself. Now, let me tell you something. Hold up. The indictment, this is what the indictment says. And remember, this is a federal grand jury indictment. Federal grand jury indictment aren't just made up. They have looked at the evidence. They have went over the evidence, found the date, probably even found the individuals that were in the videos. How old are you now? 29. How old were you in this video? Because you seem pretty young. And I can tell it to you, but this looks like a very young version of you. I was 14. The indictment alleged that Robert Kelly videotaped himself doing it with at least 4 minors starting in 1998. When he learned that some of the tapes went missing, he allegedly paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to retrieve them. CNN reported that the indictment accused Kelly of going so far as making people take lie detector tests to ensure that they returned all the copies of his tapes. So he would find out who has the tape, and then he would give them a lot of money to get the tape back. But what people were doing is they were making copies of the tape and keeping them for a rainy day anyways, and then coming back to demand more money. So what he started doing was he started having them take a lie detector test to make sure that they actually handed over all copies of the tapes and they did not have any other copy. Well, apparently someone was good enough to pass these lie detector tests, and or maybe he did not want to pay up how much money they were asking, and they turned those tapes over to a grand jury. R. Kelly was also accused of setting up a trip abroad for a girl and her parents to evade law enforcement officials in 2002. So he said, and this is where the obstruction of justice comes in. So they're doing an investigation based on stuff they've heard, right? And he says, listen, go to France and chill out for a while. And they're like, but we can't afford nothing in France. That's expensive. And he's like, no, it's all paid for by me. Take her and go. Just go chill out for a while. He also allegedly bribed them with gifts for over a decade in order for them to lie to investigators. So you see, the parents played a huge role. And in cases like these, I actually think that the parents should be going to jail as well. Because you were fully aware, and trinkets and trips and gifts was enough for you to cover up what happened to your child. Tell me if I'm wrong. A separate incident in New York accused the Step in the Name of Love singer of kidnapping, forced labor, and other crimes involving women and girls starting in 1999. Boy, I call this a long run, short catch. I know a lot of people believe that what they're doing will never come back around. And you did some stuff in 1999 and now you're sitting here in 2019 breathing easy, and that's when it all shows up on your doorstep. In 2008, R. Kelly was acquitted of child pornography charges that came after a graphic video showed a man believed to be him doing it with a girl that was 13 years old. The girl in question then did not show up for the trial to testify against him. However, the New York Times reported Tuesday that the same girl might be cooperating in the current federal investigation against him. R. Kelly's next hearing in court is set for September 4th of 2019. I am sure that that girl is Sparkle's niece, and it caused a big breakup of her family because Sparkle was R. Kelly's protege, his singer, and her career was going places and she could sing. And then what happened was, boom, she blamed herself because she would take her niece to the studio. You know, you're making it big, right? And you want to make an impact on the young ones in your family. So check it. I'm going to take my niece to the studio, let her see what studio life is like around somebody big like R. Kelly. And while you're in Studio A recording tracks, working with engineers and whatnot, your niece is missing and you're thinking, well, she's missing because he's probably showing her around and stuff and he's in there and videotaping. So when she saw the videos, she felt very guilty. She did go to court. She did speak out, but that girl's family took bribery payments from Kelly and she did not show up for the thing. Now they're saying that she might very well be one of the witnesses that are going to show up, that are cooperating. So can you imagine? She lied once, or she didn't lie, she just didn't show up. I don't know how that goes, but now she's going to show up and she's saying, imagine if she shows up and she says, yes, that is me in the tape. How old were you? I was 13, Your Honor. What happened here? Do you mind explaining? Well, I was scared and he threatened me and this and that and the other, and then blah, 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 and done. R. Kelly is looking up to life in prison. So to have lived a life where you climbed to such heights only to land or drop to such lows, wow. This should be a message to every one of us. Whatever you do in the dark shall come to light. If it's not today, it's tomorrow or years to come. Be careful of your steps and know that karma is real. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this thing. Do you think R. Kelly is going to beat this? Or do you think he is definitely getting some time? And if he is getting some time, do you think it's the rest of his life in prison? Or do you think that he's going to get a 5 to 10 years, wiggle out of this, and then everything will be gone away and he will get to age with the rest of whatever money he has hidden anywhere he has money hidden? Leave your comment in the comment section below. Alright? And we'll talk about the Yes To or the Me Too movement, who it's brought down, and who's been able to evade and escape based on their status, skin color, racial orientation, etc., etc. I'm out. Peace.